back. What's up, everybody? Carolina Keith, regular Keith, Professor Keith, just Keith. Can't stand Keith. Oh, no, it's Keith. Hey, it's Keith. No matter who you are, glad to see you. Boy, charts are back and forth, up and down, left, right. What are you going to do? Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to chart it out. Welcome. Welcome to Crypto Before Dark. If you haven't done so, please go hit the like button. It costs absolutely nothing. While you're there, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Don't forget, please, if you haven't done so, give us a follow on X or Rumble. Give us a subscribe over on YouTube. That's the least you can do for us. It's free here. We don't charge anything for all the information. We just want people to learn and get with it and do this thing on their own. And if you'll subscribe, it helps get the word out there to the rest of the world. And again, costs absolutely nothing. We do this twice a week, Tuesday and Thursday. Now, sometimes 4:20, sometimes 4 o'clock. Had to do 4:20 today. Excuse me. My son's football game got rescheduled to today because it's raining so crazy here. Let me get something to drink. Hard to explain, but they decided that they should move it to a day like today where it's raining because it's going to rain even worse tomorrow. We're in the middle of a big rain front here. It poured rain on Sunday. It poured rain all day yesterday. So I guess they're just trying to work around it the best they can. So game got rescheduled, so I got to make do with what I can. So we'll go to about 4:30 here. Then I got to skedaddle, get on down the road and get to the football field. So first thing I want to talk about here is our Bitcoin monthly chart. And I'll do this. I'll pull up the, this is sort of important. So I'll pull up the Bitcoin index here first. I want you to note what's happening back and forth here. Before the stream came on, this month was green. That's how close the balance is here between yes and no. We are flickering back and forth between green and red on a darn near hourly basis. Great fight by Bitcoin here. A lot can be said about this month, but for now, she's back red. And you saw on the thumbnail it was a green candle on the thumbnail. Small, but nonetheless a green candle. Wild fight. And the really interesting thing here to note is the wicks going back and forth. We talk about liquidity zones when we do live streams here, and I'll explain on a monthly chart. As you can see, this wick right here goes from up there to down here, and it covers all of these candles through here. The last 3 months of price action covered up by this one candle. What does that tell you? Well, an easy way to understand this is all the longs and all the shorts were wiped out back and forth this month. It cleared out every bit of liquidity that it could find, meaning all those leveraged longs that piled in and thought they couldn't be beat, and all those leveraged shorts who thought, surely you can't stop me now. Wrong. There's always somebody who's bigger and badder, never forget that. And these markets are no different. Luckily, we're managing to hang in there right now. So here is our month to month issue side by side with all the other runs that we've had. 2012, 2016, 2020, 2024. You see that we're still over the parabola, but we are ever so slightly over it still today. Still hanging on, doesn't want to give up yet. Here's week to week. This time in 2020 and 2016, you'll see that we were way up over the 1618 here. In 2016, I got it right there. 2020 over here on the right. Way up over the 1414, between the 1414 and the 1618 fibs, way up there. And then today, as you see, in between the 1272 and the 1414, still floundering around. Does this still have time? Yes, it does. We still have, I think, over 2 days worth of action to go here. Tomorrow's going to be another crazy day. Why do I say that? Well, you guys saw the thumbnail. I put good old Jerome on the thumbnail. Tomorrow's the FOMC announcement and meeting. Tomorrow, they're expected to announce rate cuts again. That'll be the second cut in 2 months. I'm pretty sure it's already priced in. I don't expect anything but a 25 basis point cut or a quarter of a point. We've noted that in the history of rate cuts and in the finance world, a half a point is a big deal. We're probably only going to get a quarter of a point. And as such, it's a big deal, but not as big a deal as everyone kind of makes it out to be. It doesn't look like we're going to get the absolute crazy degen price action that some people may think. And I don't think we're going to get terrible price action either. I think we're likely going to get a ping pong situation where everything kind of flutters around and tries to find its footing, tries to get traction and bounces back and forth and can't make sense of it. So tomorrow I expect to be rocky again, just like today. Today was green, now it's red. The monthly was green, now it's red. It's probably going to keep up. I told you last live stream that thumbnail I did, it said rough road ahead. Well, this is what I'm talking about, right? It's a rough road ahead for Bitcoin and all these assets. They're not just going to turn green and go flying up like you may have been told. That's not how it works. We keep it real, even if it sucks here. And unfortunately, that's just the truth. Now, if we drop down to the daily time frames, let's drop in a little closer here. Bam. And then auto. All right. So we can see that over the last few days since Saturday, we appear to have broken trend. Hey, hey, hey. That's a good thing. Problem. We're not exactly flying up here, are we? So I got something. No, we're not. Got some green price action, but now we're battling back and forth with red right now. Here's our moving averages. As you see, very, very aggressive candle and rollback off of that 50 and 100 day moving average right there. You see how aggressively it's rejecting it at the moment. How about the Ichimoku cloud? Same thing. You're getting a very, very aggressive pullback. You call it a pullback. A very aggressive red candle off that Ichimoku cloud and off of the baseline right there. Still, for the moment, still 4 out of 4 no. On the Ichimoku cloud, that's a red cloud on the end. Red over the blue line right there, that's conversion line underneath the baseline. You don't want to see that. Price is still under the cloud. That's a red X. And last but not least, the candles are still under, the lag line is still under the candles. No bueno. How about the pivot points? Well, guess what? That's a good sign. Right there's the pivot point. And you jumped over that in the last 2 days. Excellent. Excellent. We needed that. That was a good thing about the oscillators. Look over here at our RSI. Still fairly nominal in between 40 and 50. And a MACD, not really much help. We do have some green bars with volume coming in there. Not bad. Let's go look at... pull up our Bitcoin dominance chart. There we go. And we'll do Bitcoin dominance in this. First, let's do Bitcoin CME. So a little different between Bitcoin CME and Bitcoin regular. Look at the gap that this thing made over the weekend. I've warned everybody about price action like this before, but look at that gap that's left in the chart. Whenever we have weekend movements, we leave large gaps in the chart, and it may take a bit for that gap to close up. Right here you go. You want to get to at least back to the wick of the previous candle. And really, you want to get all the way back to the close. And that's 110,785 over here for the closing on Bitcoin CME. And it's about 112,370 for the wick to get closed. And as you see, she's working on closing that gap now. This is why I warn people all the time. You don't want that crazy weekend price action because these big gaps get left. Sucks, yeah. Well, part of the game. Just got to learn to deal with it. Suck it up. All right. And moving averages, you're going to note that they're kind of the same here. Since everything's kind of going sideways for the better part of months, both of these charts have sort of caught up together. The CME and the regular Bitcoin chart sort of similar now. So we're seeing those similarities start to play out. That's a good thing. Typically, we start to see some action after that. The oscillators are a little different on Bitcoin. Look, you saw green volume bars on the regular Bitcoin chart, but look at CME. You still got none on the MACD here on the histogram. They're still all red, even though the red volume is falling off. The green volume hasn't started to come in for CME just yet. And again, we're likely to get some more of this rockiness tomorrow. So again, strap in and be prepared. It doesn't mean everything is going to go immediately flying up because we get rate cuts. Here's Bitcoin dominance. We've talked about Bitcoin dominance for years. I know some bigger names and streamers are doing their best to make it act like they have something magical that they've started to post in the last month or two. Brother, we've been watching Bitcoin dominance for years. Where have you been? So anyway, you can see the head and shoulders that we potentially have playing out here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. That would lend itself to show us down, up, and then back down. Something like that. The problem is it just hasn't played out yet. For now, the weekly in the wait a minute zone still in between the 8 EMA and the 21 EMA. And if I flip to daily, here's the real problem. There you go. She's jumped over the 100 moving average and the 821 still. And look, draw that trend line however you want. You can say that is not perfectly correct. You go, oh, Keith, you're not right on that one. That's fine. We can bump it out a little bit more and be a little bit more perfect if you'd like, but it doesn't really change anything. She's still got a clean cut breakout and bounce and run off that 100 moving average and the 821 EMA. Both bullish signs right there. Here's your MACD and your RSI. You'll see that you're over the midline still. She's still got a bit of a south riding MACD, even though it's over the midline. So this thing could get up and get moving. As long as it stays under this orange resistance line here that we've drawn that goes way back in time. And you'll see here, it goes way back in time. All the way back to 2020 and 2021 and others. Flip it to weekly and you get a better look there. There you go. You can kind of see it a little bit better now. All the way back 2017, 2018. This line has been contentious for half a decade. So you would expect that it continues to be contentious. The good sign is we're underneath it. If we get that head and shoulders to play out, we may see an alt run here. But the problem is if Bitcoin price doesn't go up while Bitcoin dominance goes down, then we're in real trouble. We're going to see a big, massive bear market across all markets. I really don't want to see that, but there's a full-on possibility, so hold your horses and don't get ahead of yourself. Shout out, what's up, Mullet? What's up, Phonetic Duck? What's up, Thor's Hammer? Good to see you guys. Shout out Eric over on X. Appreciate it, brother. 808 Buddha. Appreciate the repost. Phil, appreciate the repost. Over on Roombell. Shout out B. Henry. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Shout out to you guys who have gone and hit the like button. I appreciate it. We appreciate you. So that is Bitcoin as far as I can break it down. Like you could go down a little farther and I could show you liquidity zones again, but I've already sort of got those drawn out there for you. I've been coughing a lot today. That's why I'm drinking more. Trying to stay hydrated, fellas. Here's our liquidity zones. We just took one out right here. I already posted about it over on X, but it seems to be coming back here. This level isn't going to give up easy. That 115 level is kind of playing hardball. So we really need to see that thing close a new local high right here, higher than this. And it hasn't done it just yet. So as such, she's doing a little bit of a fade right now. You have a temporary short-term uptrend right here. And as long as that temporary short-term uptrend holds, you're likely to see a little bit more on the back end right here. But bear with it. It's not a guarantee. Again, tomorrow is going to be rocky. We'll see if we get more shorts liquidated or longs liquidated. We got longs all through here now where we didn't have them before because the shorts came over here and wiped everything out. Freaking sucked. But we do have more piled in now. So they got some targets if they want to go after them. And that's a fair thing to say. They very much could go after them. All right. What do you say we talk about everybody's favorite XRP? All right. So you'll see what I got drawn there. That green support box was support. Problem, we fell underneath it. Es no bueno. Now it's resistance. Good news. Hey, you jumped over the 200 moving average and the 821 EMA. A simple bull bear filter is this 200 moving average right here. You need to stay over it, and she's back over it. We talked about that needing to happen on the live stream last week, and it did. That's a good sign. But the problem here is you're still headbutting resistance, and you haven't gotten over it yet. This thing, after that big pullback the other day, never quite recovered. Doesn't look like we're going to get this big move up just yet. For this to happen, we need to get back over that green box. And we need to get back over that green box in a jiffy. If it doesn't get back over that green box, we are likely stuck in the mud here and going back down. That's two options right there. Bounce down or jump over this box and make a move up. Those are your two options. I know that might suck to hear, but it's just the truth. You got one or the other is going to happen, and they need to happen quickly. Like I said, you see right here, this line says, show is over. Right here. It'll pull a Freddie Freeman on you and finish you out in the 18th inning. Just like that, if you're not ready. All right, and it very well, we've talked about this before, it very well may have already finished itself off, and this might already be the retrace just back up to play games with you a little bit. Fully possible. You know, this thing could be making a really gnarly head and shoulders over a very long period of time. We need to see it break back over that resistance box before anything magic happens. Your RSI is no help. Your MACD is green, and you do have volume bars coming in. That's good, but you're still a good long way away from the midline. It's a long road to hoe, as we say in the South. What's up, Matoshi? Good to see you. If you don't understand what long row to hoe means, it's a farming term, folks. Get with it. All right, so I'll keep my eye on XRP. Doesn't matter how much bullish news you come up with, nothing's going to change the fact that that's under resistance. And if I have to be the one to tell you and hurt your feelings and say it, that's it's fine. So be it by me. I'm fully hoping this thing goes up and runs. Don't get mad. It just got to keep it real. So as soon as something changes, I'm happy to report it. Ethereum. Let's pull up the chart. All right. Sweet. Okay, we got fibs on this one. We'll pull off. All right. So again, like we showed with others, you got a problem here, and it's stuck underneath that trend line. Not only that, but just like XRP that I just drew, you got a resistance line right there. I didn't draw a box, just drew a line instead. But as you see, she head-bunted that thing dead on, like Zohan. Head-bunted that thing and has not come back since. Don't want to see that happen. You want to see it make it through resistance and get on the other side and flip it into support. For now, not only did it hit resistance, it hit that 50 and that 100 moving average. And boy, is she rejecting very, very mightily. She doesn't like that at all. Look at that push down right there. Not only is it failing the 50 and the 100, she's pushing down through the 821 EMA as well. Brutal. Price action for what did look pretty bullish. You really hate to see it. You would think that would have pushed through and gone. It didn't. Not good. And here's the weekly. Not exactly roses over here either. 821 EMA for the moment. Your weekly hammer did come in last week. You need this to go right back up in reverse. Otherwise, you're getting a bearish engulfing on a hammer candle, which would be bearish, just like you got back here when you got that big thick green candle in and you got this really ugly red pin bar candle in. These are all bearish formations. And that blue line right there would indicate the end of the bull run is approaching. This has been a real shit bull run. And I can tell everybody that it is what it is. A few assets did well. Most of them didn't. If you were one of the people who believed in BNB, you won. If you're one of the people who held Bitcoin since day one, you finally won. It took you a lot of years, but you're finally up. The thing is, I know you're not going to sell. And you're going to continue to hold it. So if it is a bear market, we're going below 100K and probably well below 100K, probably down to 70 maybe. And if that's the case, you're about to lose a lot of money by holding anyway. So we're going to be back to square one with you guys regardless. Unfortunately, Ethereum's kind of the same way though. It's not held the line here. It's just given up the goose, and until it comes back, that's tough biting. It's tough biting. Shout out to Kobe Barnger up in up in Ohio. Gay. I don't have a gay gif. I gotta get one. That'd be funny. Been to Ohio a couple times so I can talk crap. Solana. All right. It's 6 season here, by the way, so been feeling a little weird, and I think it's just that kind of time of year when people here start getting sick and feeling a little run down, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. Also been up late trading a lot. Probably not the smartest thing to do, is what it is. Anyway, here's Solana. We pull up the Solana chart, and it's got the same characteristics as you see in the Bitcoin and Ethereum. Big rejections everywhere, and we haven't seen any signs of, oh, hell yes, just yet. Clearly under the trend. You're getting a big rejection off that 100 moving average. She does not like it, doesn't want to get over it. You could say the same resistance is there for ETH, Bitcoin, XRP, and Solana. They're all sort of marching along to the same beat. And as so long as Bitcoin dominance continues to go up, all these alts will continue to get punished. You need Bitcoin price to go up and Bitcoin dominance to go down for all these alts to get a big grab. Just how it is. For now, they're all getting soaked up in the wash and pushed down. And you could say all you want about how bullish Solana is. Couldn't have had more bullish Solana news today. Western Union announced that, oh man, they're going to be using Solana and launching a stablecoin. Big bullish, right? Price is down 2.5%. So, where's the gains? Where's the big green pump? Exactly. Narratives only work when they work for you. If they're not working for you, well, then we got to find a new narrative, don't we? Exactly. Miss me with the subjectivity. Let's stick to objectivity. We don't get enough objectivity, which are just facts. We get way too much feelings, and I feel like, and this is why, and that's why. And no one really cares what you think or what I think. We only really care about the data that's on the chart. I can't say that out loud enough. I get into it with people all the time who say, well, he's a chart guy, but he doesn't tell you why the chart's doing that. Correct. I don't. You're exactly right. I don't. Because the reason I say isn't the reason. That's called subjective. You feel like that's the reason. You think that's the reason. Just look at the chart and look at the data and then come out with the answer instead of trying to find the answer to make yourself feel like you did something, which is a great time to go over the 4 rules. What are the 4 rules, folks? It's very simple here. There are 4 rules to investing. Rule number 1, absolutely no emotions. These assets don't love you. Why do you love them? I can't say that enough. These assets don't love you. Why do you love them? That's toxic relationship 101. Just like when a man loves a woman who don't love him back. Toxic 101. You're a simp at that point. Don't be that. Okay? No emotions, rule number 1. Rule number 2, have a plan before you buy. What does that mean? Well, my plan is I use the chart to find my good buys and sales points. I don't want to use anything else except the chart because that's the only thing that doesn't lie to me. Again, we can go fishing for a reason while we think something went up or went down. But for me, I'm going to use the chart. That's my plan. Rule number 3, what's your backup plan? What are you going to do when things go wrong? Well, that's where I use the chart as well. I'm going to find places to set my stop limits where something looks too bad, keeps out 101. We've had so many head fakes, so many fake outs this time. So in interest of that, let's be smart and not be the sucker who doesn't have a backup plan. And last but not least, rule number 4, my most important rule. Number 1, no emotions. Rule number 2, have a plan. Rule number 3, have a backup plan. Rule number 4, take your profits. Because folks, if you don't take your profits, someone else will. Someone like me, or someone way worse than me. will take your profits and run for the hills with them shits. So please don't be the guy who gets stuck leaving the bag up in the air with nothing in it. That's what we call holding the bag. Please don't be the guy who's holding the bag. I don't want to see that. I don't want you to have to deal with that. It sucks. Now, last but not least, let's go through some top assets real quick here. We'll just have a dance around. All right, so markets are already closed. They closed right around 4 o'clock. So S&P 500, you closed another good day. NASDAQ, another good day. Look how high these charts are for the traditional TradeFi stuff. Look at that. NASDAQ and S&P flying high. Dow Jones flying high, up at the 1272. Apple, way up over all-time high. Meta, way up over the 1272 fib, near and approaching another all-time high. Amazon, not quite an all-time high, but she's working on it. She hasn't got to her inauguration shorts yet, but she's getting close. Microsoft, yep, you guessed it. They're working with, oh gosh, I saw it earlier. Oh, Nokia. They're working with Nokia now. Remember Nokia phones, the brick phones? Man, I love that phone. I had one. They're working with Nokia now. I hope they bring the brick phone back. Nonetheless, big move up to the 1618. You love to see it. Tesla. I got a big share of Tesla right here. She's approaching inauguration shorts. It's almost up to a new all-time high. Google absolutely left the chat. All-time high. Nvidia. Ha! We'll see you later. Up there toward the 1.618. Palantir. Guess what, folks? Damn near new all-time high. SMH Vanuc Semiconductor Fund. You probably have this in your 401k and you don't even know it. Up over the 1618. Screaming. eBay. Damn near new all-time high. United Healthcare. Remember when Warren Buffett bought $5 billion worth of this back here? Guess what? He's way up. He's killing it. I told you guys that was going to happen. As soon as he got in, watch out. We're going to get a move here. And ever since then, we've had money flow in, trend break, etc. This is the point. Please be a little bit more mindful that crypto isn't the only way. I own a bunch of Tesla. I'm going to tell everyone, don't get so stuck in the world of crypto that you think nothing else can be bought, nothing else can be traded, nothing else can be held. It's not really true, all right? There's so many things out there for you to buy and sell. I don't want you to get locked in and focused on one asset class. Told you guys for a long time I was going to move out of being in just one asset class. I didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted to be in everything. And I've done that since. I've been DCA buying Tesla for a while now. So I got a good bit of money in Tesla now. So we'll see what happens with it. I'm going to keep DCAing, and I think that's kind of my backup plan, one of my backup plans. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. We're only going to do 30 minutes a day. Like I said, I got to go to this football game. Son's last football game of the year. I'm excited for him. This is a playoff game too, I think. So listen, I appreciate all you being here. You guys could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to come here with me. We had over almost 300 people watching. I appreciate that. Thank you all. You guys are badass. Make the best of your todays, the worst of your tomorrows. Just have a better day every single day moving forward. And last but not least, if no one else told you, Keith will tell you, folks. Keith loves you. Love you guys. I appreciate everything you guys do. You guys are awesome. I'll see you on the next stream. Thursday, same time, 4 o'clock. Y'all be good, man. In the words of the late, great, notorious B.I.G., man, sky's the limit. I'm out. Peace.